Hey guys! For those of you who are joining us right now, hello. Rashima, Liz, Rupali, hey Spiritual Gina, what is up? Gabrielle, are you new here? Let us know. Jenna, hey Kendra. So for those of you who are either new or have only been here a couple of times, we wait until I start the clock to ask the questions. So just sit tight for just a second while we work on that. I have to create a pinned comment so you guys know how to donate. We have a lot of like BOGO situations happening today. So I'm going to go over that in just a minute. Our donation list is open. You guys can get on that at any point. You don't have to wait until after the free list is done. All right, so let me go ahead and pin this comment here. Today we have a BOGO for actually like readings themselves. So this is $15 to Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. You get a regular reading and ask an extra question of your choice. The extra question does not have to be related to the first question. It can be a brand new question. Like it can be a brand new category, if that makes sense. So your first question could be love. Your second question can be career. They do not have to be related. It's a buy one, get one. I have 10 open spots for $15. So if you guys do want to get on the list, I would do it now because those spots do go very quickly. The other thing I wanted to mention is that we do have a BOGO for yes or no today as well. So it's not even a buy one get one because you don't have to buy them. It's a BOGO free. So you guys can get your normal yes or no question answered, but you can get an additional yes or no answer question today or question answered today if you go to my Instagram page and make sure that you are a follower. Now, this doesn't apply to people who already follow me, unfortunately. This is for new followers only. But you can go to the description to get the link directly to my Instagram page. So you don't have to go searching for me or anything. But I am on Instagram as Luna Affinity. As long as you like that page today, you follow that page today, you will be able to get a free extra yes or no question. If you guys have any questions about that, definitely let me know. If not, we'll probably go ahead and move on into our free list. Make sure if you guys do go and follow my Instagram page, like I said, the link is in the description for your free question. Make sure you let me know in the chat that you did because sometimes your handles on YouTube are not the same handles as Instagram. So I will have to verify that that's who you are. Okay, so Liz gets a free extra question. Liz says under okay. Anybody else? You guys have 15 minutes to do it, so no rush. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and start the free list. Go ahead and post your questions. I'll start the clock. All right, so Gabrielle, I believe you are new, so I'm going to go ahead and answer your question. Everybody who's new to me gets a free pass, but I do want to let you know that if you come in another time for a free question, you do have to make sure you post the right emoji in the chat, and those are always in the description, so you can find it very easily. So Gabrielle says, does C think about me? I am getting a yes. It's mutual. A lot of times when you're thinking about them, they're thinking about you at the same time. Rupali, will Sunil agree to hire me at my requested salary? Can you show me a yes or no? All right, I am getting a yes. King of Pentacles. If it's not the exact requested salary, it will be close to what you want. Rashima Simmons. It's still undecided, Rashima. This is a Two of Pentacles, maybe. My shuffling is not that good today. All right, so I am getting a yes for you, Alishba. You want a 2 to 3 card pool on one question. Can that happen? Yeah, that can definitely happen. Why don't you donate, say, $5 and I can do that for you? All right, so this is the first yes or no question for Liz. Liz followed me on Instagram, so Liz gets an additional free yes or no question. Do you think Asher has realized his mistake? Does he regret his actions? Show me a yes or a no, please, Spirit. I am getting a no at this time. So I feel like there is regret. I do have to say that, especially because the Five of Cups here, and this talks about loss, sadness, and regret. But as a yes or no card, it is a no for me. So I feel like they're getting there, Liz, but they're not 100% where you would expect them to be at this time. Liz, whenever you're ready, I can do your second question. Will Stan call me in 24 hours? Whoa. Yeah, like I said, my shuffling is not that great today. I don't know what is going on. All right, so will Stan call me in 24 hours? Show me a yes or no for Sanch. I am getting a yes, Sanch. I am getting a yes. Kendra, do you follow me on TikTok already too? Will I go on a romantic date this month? Kendra says, will I go on a romantic date this month? Hello, Liz, my other Liz. How are you? Will I go on a romantic date this month? Kendra wants to know yes or no, please. Seven of Cups. This is a maybe card. Thinking about it, I feel like you got some people thinking of you. I feel like I'm leaning more towards a yes, most likely. But it's definitely a maybe card for you, Kendra. Seven of Cups. All right, so Jenna also gets a free extra question. All right, so my other Liz says, will there be communication from A again? Will there be communication from A again? If you guys are interested in a free yes or no question and you follow me on Instagram today, you will get a free yes or no question extra in addition to the normal free question. Will there be communication from A again? Let's see. Liz, it feels like a no right now. Three of Swords is even at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but it feels like a no, at least for right now. Anna says, do you read reversals? I do. Anna, if you are new here, you can definitely be added to the list. Absolutely. For those of you who are looking for an additional free question today, so you guys want like 2 yes or no's, and you want to get that for free, make sure you're following my Instagram. The link is in the description if you want a free extra question. All right, so Liz's second question is, wait, do I have 3 Liz's here? No, I have 2. Okay. Do you think he'll reach out to me this month? Let's see. For Liz, do you think he'll reach out to me this month? Person that Liz is thinking of, will he reach out this month? Yes or no? If you guys placed a donation, also please let me know, because sometimes I don't always get that notification. I have a couple donations I think that have come through, so I'll confirm those in a second. I am getting a no, Liz. 4 of Cups. Firefly says, hi, I hope you're good. Thank you, I am doing well. Am I making the strongest impression on N that he's gravitating most toward? Yes or no, please, for Firefly. I feel like there could be more that, I hate to say there's more that you can do, because like you shouldn't have to put yourself out there entirely for like someone to notice you. Like if it's meant to be, it will be. Like it shouldn't be this forced thing. But if you're feeling like you are a bit guarded, or you feel like maybe there's some habits that you have towards this connection that you feel like need to be broken in order for you to have a better future with this person, that may be something to look at. I don't necessarily feel like you need to be putting your best foot forward and forcing the situation per se. I feel like he is gravitating towards you, but I will say that if you feel like you're holding back in any way and you want to change that, take this as confirmation to do that. But ultimately, I feel like you're doing your best, and it's not just up to you to make the effort. Anna, that's okay. As long as you just follow me on IG, that's totally fine. So Anna, I can answer 2 questions for you. Kendra, go ahead with your second yes or no. Thanks for following me on social media. I'm going to write Kendra down for a second question. Universe 369. Can I get to know what Vish is going to take? Okay. So Universe 369 wants to know if V is going to take any action towards them this month. Yes or no? Okay, so this is what I will say, Universe 369. If he does make a move, which I don't have like an exact guarantee, I don't feel confident in saying 100% yes. I feel like it's going to be a very last minute thing. It's going to be something very unexpected and come out of the blue. And it's not going to have anything to do with your actions towards this person. It's basically very spontaneous energy that they're in right now. So they have not officially decided to take action towards you, but Spirit is basically telling me that it's very possible that they are going to, at the very last minute, make a hasty decision. Now, can you trust that energy? Not 100%, because spontaneous energy isn't always the most grounded energy. So I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I am saying that if it does, it's going to be very spontaneous, random, and it will come to a surprise to you. All right, so Jenna, I have your first question. Will I see my boyfriend Brandon this week? Show a yes or no for Jenna, please. Will I see my boyfriend Brandon this week? Yes or no for Jenna? I am getting a yes, Ace of Wands. Okay, Anna says, please don't post my question on the screen. All right, so the first one is Let's see, Anna, what's the first answer for Anna Spirit? Yes or no? They are not over you. This person's not over you. I am getting yes, that they will likely reach out to you. You'll hear from them this month. Thanks, Anna. Spiritually, Gina donated. Gina, thank you so much, hon. I will confirm that in just a second. You're welcome, Liz. Liz, if you still wanted to do that 3-card reading, you could donate $5, and I can do that for you if you'd like. Universe 369, that's okay. My main goal is to get more followers on Instagram. I was only suggesting TikTok to Kendra, but I'm going to answer an extra question for Kendra anyway because she's been a long-time follower. So Universe 369, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my link is in the description. You're welcome, Firefly. You're welcome, Kendra. Okay, so second question for Kendra. Will I hear from or see Justin this month? Show me a yes or a no for Kendra, please. Will I hear from or see Justin this month? You're welcome, Anna. You're welcome, Universe. I am getting a yes. So the star talks about having hope and having faith in your spiritual team, that they are working to put this together for you. I do feel like this is a blessed connection, Kendra. You're welcome, Jenna. If you have an additional question, Jenna, let me know and I'll answer it. But I think that I've answered everyone else's questions that have followed me on Instagram. For today only, we're doing a BOGO. And it's not really a BOGO because you're not buying anything. But basically, you get an additional free yes or no question if you follow me on Instagram. I will probably do this again maybe next week. But as of right now, this is only for today. For new followers. New followers. KH, since you are new here, I'm going to go ahead and answer your question. But I do want to let you know that if you come back in and ask another question later on, you will have to make sure you're posting the correct emoji or keyword into the chat. And in order to do that, you just have to read the description. So KH says, if Saddam and I marry, will we have a good life? Let's see, yes or no for KH. I am getting a yes. This talks about enduring, long-lasting love, but I also see you guys being very guarded with one another, reserved, maybe more on the conservative side, whereas you don't want to anger the other person or fight or argue. You probably are not very confrontational people. So Spirit is kind of saying, in order for you guys to really enjoy the life together that you will have, you have to have the confidence that your relationship is strong enough to have these important conversations. But ultimately, yes, I am seeing good life, enduring love, long-lasting, long-term relationship here. All right, guys, so that is it for the free questions. The free list is closed unless you're new to me today. The free list is closed. KH, if you wanted, since you're new to me today, and also Gabrielle, I think it is, if you're still here, if you wanted to follow my Instagram, I'll answer another second question for you. All right, so we have another new follower. If you're here, can you please let me know so I can confirm that for you? And now we're going to move into the donation list to get confirmations on that. I already know Gina donated, so I'm confirming that right now. Okay, and then we have Liz. Liz also donated. So we have Gina on for the BOGO. Liz is on for the BOGO. All right, so those are who I have so far. We have 8 spots left. Gina, if you're ready, you can go ahead and post your question. So Kendra, we have Gina on the donation list, and then we have Liz, and that's it for now. Gina says, aligning to sold clients in the business. So are you looking for guidance, Gina, on how to do this, or are you wanting to make sure that you are aligning? Or just general guidance regarding that? Remember, if you guys are a Patreon member, you will also be able to skip the list above all non-members. So if you come in and the list is already 5 people long as none of them are members, you'll be able to skip ahead of them. And you can have this perk by a minimum of a $5 donation per month. Okay, Kendra, that's all right. I will be back later on tonight. All right, so Spiritual Gina Spirit, this is for Spiritually Gina aligned to soul clients in the business. So Gina, what I can see for you, as I'm about to say this, what I can see for you is Spirit feels like in some ways you are being guided towards these like soul clients basically. I think that it's already kind of happening for you, but the one thing that makes you really stand out, Gina, is the heart and the love that you put into your readings and just your general energy that you put out there. And as I said that, I specifically got the 10 of Cups, which, as you know, talks about alignment. But in addition to that, I am seeing a lot of information here saying that what attracts you, you send out like this beacon, like you're this lighthouse for all of the soul clients that you want to come your way and to be drawn to you because you send out the specific love energy frequency, basically. And so people are really drawn to that, especially if they want more of it or if they already are in the same alignment, like frequency that you are. So the one thing that you can continue to do is just continue to be who you are authentically, because even though that sounds like a cliche, it's like very true. You're attracting the people that you're supposed to, because you read how you read and you are unique and you are different. But the biggest strength that you have, Gina, is the love energy that you put out there. The fact that you're very welcoming, you're non-judgmental, and you basically make people feel a lot better after they get done with their readings with you. I think that you bring a different perspective as well. And so this wasn't necessarily a reading to like hype you up, but I feel like it's important for you to know if you feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not getting where you want to be, or something along those lines. Spirit saying that you are, though, like you are getting to that point. And so maybe the guidance here is to basically say, like, this is what you are good at. So that way, every time you do stream or you do a reading for someone, you can kind of tap into that and remember, like, they're drawn to me for a reason. Like, they want a reading from me for a particular reason. And that particular reason is you are incredibly intuitive. You do have these abilities that you're naturally tapped into, and they continue to get stronger. But also, they're drawn to you because you kind of are a leader. You're able to influence very well. You're able to kind of like not necessarily tell people how they should feel, but kind of maybe give them a different perspective. So that way, when they walk away from you, they have more clarity, or they have more confidence. They don't feel as bad as they did before. But it's all in your approach. It's all in the way that you just are unapologetically yourself, that people are drawn to you, and the fact that you don't judge, the fact that you simply just do this for the love of doing it. So if you wanted guidance on that, hey Rising Storm, hey I Speak, what's going on? If you wanted guidance on that, I feel like this is more just a nudge to say, like, you are doing the right thing. So I hope that helped. I'm going to keep tapping into these cards to see if I can pick up on anything else. Jenna, I got your second question. I'll answer that in just a minute. Rising Storm donated for an in-depth reading. Yay, thank you so much. We have Gina we're working on right now, and then after that Liz, and then it'll be you, Rising Storm. So one of the main things as a follower to you, like someone who comes to you for a reading, they are very much in a transitory type of place. So now leaving your perspective, Gina, I'm leaning into your client's perspective. I feel like they come to you a lot when they're on the cusp of making a decision, whether they're like, I need to do this or I need to do this, and they're asking for guidance from you on which way to go. It's a lot of times that's their mindset, is that they're coming to you when they are about to make like a big decision, and I feel like you help them decide what to do. So it seems like a lot of your client base, when they're drawn to you, when they come to you, when they ask you questions, is because internally they're battling whether or not to pursue this job or stay where they are, or leave this person or stay with them, or whatever. And maybe you don't realize this, but a lot of the times the readings that you provide out of judgeless, very caring, kind perspective really helps them make this decision. And I don't know if you realize that they're coming to you a lot of the times when they're battling this path or this path, and somehow you help them with that. So it's like a really big thing. I'm viewing that a lot with the Chariot, just because the Chariot, a lot of times it depicts like two different directions, but also the Death card talks about a transitional period in people's lives when they're trying to figure out what they want for their future. So a lot of the clients that come to you is when they're in the middle of making a big life decision, and they feel like they can just trust you like a friend, like you're someone who's not going to steer them in the wrong direction. I feel like a lot of times they feel like their hands are tied in what to do, and you do give them that guidance. It's always like the last straw or the last step for them. So it's like, it's not like they're in this There's some people who read for people where they're in this cycle, right? Over and over and over again. And they come to you and they, ask these questions because they're really hoping that something has changed. But I feel like a lot of your clients that come to you have gotten themselves out of that cycle. And now it's like, do I take this path or do I take this path? So you really help them move from their old life into their new life, which is kind of sweet. It's almost like if you think about like if someone passes away, it's almost like you're the person that greets them and helps them assist them into that new life, but obviously like here on earth, not like in the afterlife. Or maybe in the afterlife, honestly, I don't know. But basically that's kind of what I'm saying. So this is less of guidance for you and maybe more how to like put things into perspective for you, so that way you can see really how much you do help in the way that you do help. So did that help at all? Did that make any sense? Because I really don't feel like there's anything necessarily that you need to physically do. It's more like just keep doing what you've been doing. I'm literally over here like on mute. Just realized. So sorry I haven't been saying anything this whole time. I was telling you, Gina, I don't know if you heard me, but if you are ready, you can go ahead and post your second question. And then Liz, if you want to go ahead and post either your first question or both, if you have them both ready to go, you can do that. Jenna says, will Brandon and I have a good time in our New York trip? Will Brandon and I have a good time in our New York trip? Tell me a yes or a no for Jenna, please. So before I even pull these cards, I was thinking like there might be an argument that happens there. Or maybe you're worried about this. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you are generally going to have a good time, Jenna, but I feel like there's something that you're anticipating or intuitively you feel like is going to go down on the New York trip that isn't necessarily the best. And I'm getting that that's probably going to happen. Like you guys might have like a bit of an argument or something while you're there. Overall, I think the trip will be well, but it feels like there could be something that kind of makes the waters a little sketchy. But at the same time, that's what tarot is good for, is that if you don't want that to happen, you can change that outcome. You're welcome. The upside down smiley, I know what that means. All right, so spiritually, Gina's second question. Anything in love that I'm not seeing or should work on internally? Okay. What should spiritually Gina work on in regards to love? Anything in love that she needs to know that she's not seeing or that she should be working on? Gina, I see you being this like romantic at heart, but I feel like you're very logical, like you're very practical at the same time. So it's like there is this part of you that wants to be this hopeless romantic, but like your logical mind starts to take over a bit. Which makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. But sometimes I feel like that can block your blessings, maybe, because you view things very boom, 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 very methodically. It's more like a head over your heart kind of thing versus them being equal, your heart over your head. And I feel like a lot of times you can immediately find something wrong to maybe protect yourself. The Five of Pentacles talks about a lack mindset. So it's like, in your heart of hearts, in your gut, in your intuition, I think deep down you really do know there's love here for you to have. And I feel like a lot of times you might just shut it down quick when you have those feelings. Very pragmatic. It's silly to be blown away by emotions. So it's like there's this part of you that you battle with internally. You're like, I want that. I feel like that's possible. Like it could happen for me. But then like it quickly, like you said, well, maybe you didn't say, but for me, I'm picking up that you just kind of shut that down real quick. I am getting the Nine of Cups here. So I am getting that your wishes are being fulfilled. But I feel like a lot of times you can just block things so quickly by logic. And a lot of times emotions aren't really something that needs to be explained. It's just like energy. You can walk into a room and feel something off, right? You don't know the facts. You don't know what just went down in that room, but you know that something is off, right? So same with emotions. Emotions aren't logical. Emotions are just felt. They don't necessarily always have to have this reason to feel the way that they feel. They just do. And a lot of times emotions like survive despite logic. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people continue to be in a relationship with someone even though logically doesn't make sense because their emotions have taken over. So emotions don't require logic. But I feel like a lot of the times instead of just going with the flow and just letting yourself kind of feel instinctually what's going to happen, it's like immediately you have this reasoning that comes in, and it's not necessarily stopping you from experiencing love or enjoying a relationship, but it definitely can delay it. And I feel like it's constantly like you're right there but then delay, and then right there but then delay. And I feel like the more experiences you get that prove you right, the more you lean on your logical side, because you're like, I haven't been wrong in the past. So it all makes sense, but it's almost like this internal battle or internal struggle that I think Spirit is saying, like, it's okay to let your guard down just a little bit. Um, you don't have to fully jump in with both feet and fully invest, but like, I think just be a little bit more open would be helpful for you in your love life. Of course, it's very smart to be the way that you are, so I wouldn't want you to change that. But maybe just let the guard down just a little bit. Um, I almost feel like Spirit is saying, like, the second that you do this is going to come in for you quite quickly. And I see, it's funny because you said it's silly to be blown away by emotions, and I see the Queen of Cups here just literally pouring out her heart of love. Like basically that's not what I need to be making decisions on, is my emotions. Let's just pour that out and toss that to the side, because it's all about the way that I think and the way that I look at things. But I feel like it is here for you, and I say that because we have the Sun, which talks about success, vitality, fertility. Even though it's not the Empress, it does talk about things being very much alive, very much living and thriving. You also have the Nine of Cups, you also have the Eight of Wands, you also have the Ten of Cups here. But it's like, sometimes I feel like you can be a bit bored, probably, regarding your love life. And I think that with anything, a change in perspective, or at least a brand new perspective, can help change or alter maybe the way that you're looking at things. So if anything, if you're bored with anything in your life, it might be your love life, I would say. I feel like you've got it pretty good down. Like, you got it down for like other areas of your life, your work, your channel, maybe like your money, your finances, possibly. I'm just trying to think of different categories, your relationships with your friends or your family. I feel like for the most part, you feel like, yes, everything could use improvement, but the one thing I feel like I'm lacking is maybe in my love life. So yeah, really no huge critiques or anything, Gina. I would just say you're getting confirmation on the fact that you are bored with your love life. And maybe just be a little bit more open, because I feel like your happiness and love is just on the other side of this practicality. So yeah, that's what I've got for you, Gina. I hope that you liked that reading and that it resonated in some way. Thank you for placing an order with me. Liz, we are ready for you. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and post your question. After that, we have Rising Storm. If you guys missed the free list yes or no's earlier in this stream, and you are a new follower to me today on Instagram, I will answer a yes or no question for you. You're very welcome, Gina. Thank you so much for being here, being a part of our community, and supporting me. Just from one reader to the next, I really appreciate it. Same with Rising Storm. Liz says, are things officially over between me and A? Are things officially over between me and A? Liz, it feels like there may be something better for you coming your way. As I say that, the Ace of Cups comes through. So I feel like I should take that as confirmation. Literally nothing but yes cards are coming out for me. So are things officially over between you and A? It seems like a yes to me, but I feel like it's because there's something better just around the corner for you. You could have been left wondering if A was going to invest in this or how this was going to end, or you may have been wondering where you stood in the relationship. And I feel like I'm getting that's not your destiny in love. That's not your destiny in romance, is to be left wondering where you stand with somebody. Like I almost feel like you didn't necessarily feel 100% pursued and invested in, and that left you feeling a little bit insecure, possibly because you weren't 100% sure what page we're on, right? Like you weren't exactly sure like where this is going, what's going to happen. I do feel like you probably held back as well with this person a little bit because you didn't want to put all your cards out there, so to speak. I feel like if actions were more apparent and intentions were more clear between you and A, I definitely think that this could have gone a little bit further than it did. But I do feel like out of self-preservation, right? Protection for yourself, your own feelings, and also A's feelings for himself and protection of himself. It's almost like there was not much pursuing on both parties. It was kind of like, I hope the other person does it. So yeah, if actions were different and intentions were made more clear, I think that this could have gone further, but I don't necessarily think this was the greatest love for you ever that could possibly happen. I think it was nice to have an interest in someone and that distraction for a little while, but I think you were just left with more questions at the end of everything. And that's not your destiny in love. Like that's not what your guides and God and, you know, whatever entities you believe you feel is helping you is wanting for you in this life. They want someone who makes their intentions clear with you. You're not at the end of the day second guessing or wondering where you stand with this person. Rising Storm, thank you. That's very sweet. I'll have to follow you back. So is it officially over? It really does feel like that, Liz. And I don't say like it could have gone farther as a way to like slight the relationship and where you guys are now. I don't feel like this was the even if you guys put all your cards out there on the table and you equally invested and pursued one another, I don't necessarily 100% think this was the person for you either way. So maybe it's best that it kind of fizzled the way that it did, just so that way you both could be, you know, wash your hands of it and move on, rather than being even more emotionally invested in this person. I just feel like it was like both of y'all with understanding kind of took the back seat and hoped the other person would take the lead, and it just maybe you guys were very much alike in that way. Did you have a second question, Liz? Rising Storm, I followed you back. So we have a couple new followers as well that haven't claimed their spot for a free yes or no. So I just want to throw it out there that if you haven't claimed your yes or no, make sure you do that before the stream is over. You said it did help. Okay, Liz, thank you. Glad to hear that. Let's move on to your second question. All right, are things officially over? No, that was the one I just answered. Do you see A ending up with L? L. Sorry, my eye was itching and I was like, couldn't see without my glasses. Okay. Miss Phenomenal C, hello, how are you? Thank you for following me. So you will be able to get two yes or no questions answered for free today. Go ahead and ask them, and I will get to you soon. Here, can you tell me, do you see A ending up with L? This is for Liz. Do you see A ending up with L? No. Liz, no, not particularly. I honestly feel like this is mostly on A as well. Like, I'm almost like starting to wonder, this person just kind of like likes their life the way that it is, and like likes the idea of having a romantic interest, but not really like going the distance, not really taking it any further. So I almost feel like this person, like, it literally had nothing to do with you. It just like, I feel like this person just generally is not interested in investing emotionally in anything at this time. So no, I don't feel like they're going to end up together per se. I'm getting a lot of no's right now, especially at the beginning of this reading. Ms. Phenomenal, I have your first question. Go ahead and ask your second one if you have one. Thanks for following me. I feel as though there's like a bit of a catastrophic element to A and L's relationship. Now, I typically am not a spire. I don't really do third party readings, but if the information's there, I'm not going to withhold it. So I do feel like it's a very chaotic, catastrophic energy between the two of them. If you felt like A had more feelings for L, I feel like that weren't expressed. I think that it's possible. Although it just almost seems like this just wasn't being built on the right foundation here. So I feel like this could almost lead to a toxic cycle if it continues. Now I'm assuming this L person is not you, but I still feel like either way, whether we're talking about you guys or we're talking about A and someone else, I don't feel like this is going to happen. I feel like this could lead to maybe codependency. If it continues, it feels a bit toxic. It feels almost like, you know, when you see those train wreck relationships, when you see like two people just should not be together, but somehow they keep finding themselves back into each other's lives. Like, it's almost like that situation. So like, regardless whether you're L or not L, and you're just asking generally flat out to look at this objectively, I feel like if it continues, it's not going to be for the best. Yeah, I just feel like it's just not generally A's interest to be investing in anyone at this time. So you said it's someone else. So yes, you don't have to worry about that. If you were just curious, like, oh, like were we not able to really give it a shot because this other person? No, I just feel like that's just the way it happened. This other person in A's life did not influence his decision really when it comes to you. You're welcome. Rising Storm, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and post your question. Remember, this is a BOGO, so you can ask a second question too. You can ask that now, you can ask that later. Ms. Phenomenal, will our bear take action regarding reconciliation? Show me a yes or no for Ms. Phenomenal. Will our bear take action regarding reconciliation? Yes or no? Okay. So we're going to go with the cards that were face up, and we are getting a yes with the Wheel of Fortune. Things working out in the right time. The Three of Swords did come up, which talks about a lot of pain and hurt from the past. But this is an energy that we're moving out of. So to answer you clearly, I am getting a yes that our bear will take action regarding reconciliation. And then for your second question, will I be in a relationship by the end of the year? Yes or no for Miss Phenomenal. Relationship for the end of the year or by the end of the year of 2022. Show me a yes or no, please, Spirit. I am getting a yes here, something that's more stable and secure before the end of the year. You're welcome, Liz. Yeah, I thought he left because of her. Do not put that on your own conscience because I did not see that. Becca B. Tarot, hello and welcome. We're actually working on donations right now, but I'd be happy to answer a question for you since you are new. Now, if you wanted to get 2 yes or no questions answered, all you got to do is follow me on Instagram. I'm kind of doing like a free BOGO yes or no kind of situation today. So Becca B. Tarot, if you wanted to follow me on there, you can get an additional, this is just kind of like an offer, a special offer. You don't have to do it, but. All right, so will me and James end up dating by the end of this year? Rising Storm, thanks for your patience. Thank you for waiting. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Becca B. You can go ahead and ask your 2 questions and I'll save them and get back to you after this reading. All right, now I'm going to channel Rising Storm and James's energies. So what it feels like, Rising Storm, so far is your relationship is going to progress. So when you say dating, if you're looking, if there's going to be more exclusivity, I definitely feel like that is a yes. Like if you guys are going to become official in a relationship, let's see. Will I be official in a relationship before the end of the year? Please show me a yes or no. Rising Storm. It does feel like a yes. The reason why I'm not like, I am fairly confident in that answer, but the reason why I'm not 100% is because I do feel like I saw the 6 of Swords. There's something else I saw that indicates delays or talks about maybe more commitment and more progress from James's behalf, but it's not quite what you want. But I feel like y'all are working towards that for sure. I just worry about kind of how you, what am I trying to say? I want you to get what you want out of this. And I worry that because it's more, but it's not quite what you want, like just don't settle, if that makes sense. But as far as like, will you end up dating? I feel like you are going to see significant progress in your relationship. I'm a little bit hesitant to say you're exclusive, boyfriend, girlfriend in a relationship or taking the next level of commitment with the cards that I'm seeing right now. But I definitely feel like it's going to be more than it is currently, whatever that means for you. Like I definitely feel, let's just say I backtrack a little bit. I feel like James is opening up more to you before the end of the year. And I feel like it's the stepping stones to lead to exclusivity in a committed relationship where it's like, you're with me, I'm with you, we are official kind of thing. There's stepping stones leading up to that by the end of the year. It doesn't become official by the end of the year, I would say 85%. Yeah. But I would say if not, it should be early beginning of next year. Take things slow, right? Especially because the Temperance card is here and it's next to like the locked up Four of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. It just definitely talks about things in moderation. And I guess by saying that, I worry because you're probably already thinking in your mind like, we already have been taking it slow, or like I have been very patient. And I hate to say, like, it probably is going to take a little bit more patience on your part. So Becca B, I'll answer your question in just a minute. You said you haven't yet. Okay. So let's figure out what the Seven of Swords energy is. I feel like I'm already getting the message, but I just want to confirm. Can you confirm why the Seven of Swords is here? Okay. All right. So I was right. I feel like what Spirit is saying is they are worried a little bit. Maybe this is kind of the hesitation that I was getting earlier, was that in order to not spook James, right? In order to not scare him away or chase him away, you might not be willing to express what you're actually thinking or what you're actually feeling. And so you might say to his face, oh, yeah, that's fine, that works, or I'm really happy or excited about this or whatever. You might just go with it because you feel like if you push too hard, you might get even more pushback. And you're like, we've already gotten to this point. I don't want to like make things worse. Like maybe you feel like your connection is in a more fragile state. And so you feel like if you ask for more or express how you really feel about a given situation, you're going to be feeling very much differently than what you expressed face to face. You're going to kind of go and hide away, you know, to your house or your room or your thoughts in your mind. And you're going to be like, you know, even though I said that this was fine, it's not 100% fine with me. And so Spirit is saying, like, just know that that might continue for a little while where, yeah, because they're just like, I feel like you keep some things locked up. Like, I think if you felt like your relationship was 100% secure, exactly, you said, I don't want to push it. Like, if you felt like your relationship was 100% secure, you were confident, the relationship was stable, you wouldn't really think about what you have to say. Like, you wouldn't think twice about it. You would just blurt it out and tell this person, like, no, I'm not happy. Because you don't feel like your relationship is fragile. You just would express how you feel to make it happen. But Spirit is kind of telling me that, like, just a heads up, like, you know, for a little while, I feel like you're gonna still have these like secret moments with yourself where you're gonna say, I'm still not 100% satisfied. And I think that's where I was trying to get that. And like Spirit's gonna say, like, when I wanted confirmation, it talks about communication, talks about information being sent, where you're gonna feel a bit restricted here and not be able to do that. You want to let it flow naturally, right? So I feel like that's probably the best, just from the vibe I'm getting here from this reading. But at the same time, I just want to mentally prepare you for like what you could also expect if that is what happens. Like if it is a go with the flow kind of connection and relationship, that you may not always be 100% satisfied. But I feel like things will start to change by the end of the year, at least into the beginning of next year. You're going to see bigger strides being taken within your relationship with one another. He said, yeah, he holds back for sure. No, I can definitely see that. He's coming through as Pentacle energy here. I feel like what he tells you is the truth. Rising storms, if you've had trust issues in the past, or maybe like you felt like you haven't always been able to depend on what he says 100%, I do feel like he is in the energy of being honest with you and wanting to be fair with you. I feel like he does have a lot of feelings for you as well. And he wants to not only feel the feelings, but he wants to gesture to you like what you mean to him. But I also feel like him coming through as a Pentacle energy, you know, these energies are like, I'm going to take this as slow as I fucking need to take this, because I do not want to fuck this up. Like, I do not want to mess this up. And like, Pentacles, they pride themselves, Earth energies pride themselves on being right. Think Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Virgo 100% wants to be right at all times. Capricorn, they definitely feel like they are the leaders, that they lead the way, and so whatever they're doing is right. And Taurus is, even if they know they're wrong, they're stubborn as hell. They're going to stick with their guns no matter what, instead of conceding. Is that the word? Instead of like saying you're right, I was wrong. Like, Earth signs, they generally very much want to be right. Collectively, they want to be right. And so he's a Taurus, right? So he's never going to put himself in the position where he could even have the chance of being wrong or making the wrong decision. So he's more willing to take things as slow as he possibly can to avoid putting himself in the I was wrong category. So if you respect that, and I think that's admirable, definitely let it go at his pace, because it seems like it's very important to him to get it right. And it's not at a slight to you. It's not to make you upset or make you feel like you're settling or make you feel like you're having to be so patient. It's more like, in his mind, I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. I want to make sure I'm doing right by her, that kind of thing. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and let me know what your second question is. Today is a BOGO stream, so you get 2 questions. You said, I totally respect that. In the same way too, I'm cautious now. Yeah. I'm glad that you respected too, because I think a lot of times people, when they have different personalities, they view things differently. It's not for lack of feeling love for one another. It's just you handle things differently, you approach things differently, you see things differently. And so a lot of times people will say, oh, well, let me rush and let me force this person into what I want. And that actually ends up pushing them away, because y'all have different perspectives. So even if you don't completely understand his side of things, you at least respect his pace. And I think that's really beautiful. It doesn't mean that the feelings aren't there. It just means that he does things differently. So you said, well, Rose forever, in the near future, would like to work together. Let's see. Will Rose forever, in the near future, like to work together again? Show me a yes or a no for Rising Storm, please. Also, our donations list is open. We have 7 spots left for this stream. $15 will get you 2 questions. And if for whatever reason you maybe want to do it later, you don't have time to wait, I will be back later on tonight, or we can do it then. Spirit, can you please tell me, will Rose forever in the near future like to work together again with Rising Storm? Yes or no, please. Rising Storm, I am getting a leaning towards no. It seems out of 3 cards talk about no. That's no to me. 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands, Death. I don't know if it's like competition or they feel like they have to compete with you, but the 7 of Wands talks about challenge, right? Like someone having the upper hand. And the 5 of Wands talks about competition or disagreements or not seeing eye to eye. So I don't know if you guys had like a falling out, or maybe you just weren't really sure like what the energy was after you guys did collaborate or work together in the, in the past. Or maybe you're feeling like there's something a little off or something. I don't quite know exactly, but I will say that I feel like this person, whether you feel this way towards them, they feel like they're in competition with you. And so I almost feel like this is a no, because there's a jealousy aspect or jealousy element here, which is kind of weird. I'm not really sure where this is coming from. Let's see. I do want to get clarity on the death card. Will Rose forever in the near future like to work together? And it's almost like an avoidance situation where like they don't want to tell you, but they have been a bit jealous. I'm almost hearing like kill him with kindness, rising storm. I feel like this is something that can be overcome, that you got, that not you guys, because this is not you, this is their perspective. I feel like it's something that's just, it can be, they can get over it. Like, I feel like when I hear kill him with kindness, rising storm, I feel like, you know, act completely like dumb in the situation, act oblivious, be like, you know what I mean? Like, just be like super nice to them, not even realize that there's any hostility, act like you don't even see it, or it's not. I just almost feel like this is something that's just so juvenile that it can get over very quickly. And I feel like if Rose Forever, I don't even know who that is. Is that another reader? Like if she views, like if you talk to her and it's like, oh my God, I had so much fun, like working with you, da 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 da, I'd love to do it again. Maybe you already said this to her, but I feel like in a different time, in a different headspace, she would feel differently. But there is a touch of jealousy. I am going to say that. I don't know if it's because she either has more. Oh, it's a Rose company. Ah, okay. Because I'm like, who is this person? Is there someone that reached out to you specifically? I'm like, I don't even know what Rose Forever is. Is there someone specifically that you like connect with, that you network with when it comes to this? That is interesting. Yeah, there's something here to do with competition. Like in them wanting to have the upper hand. I don't know, Rising Storm. I'm not really like enjoying this collab. I'm not really enjoying this this feeling of this reading right now. He said it was good. Didn't know they felt that way. Maybe they were unsatisfied in some way. Or maybe they thought that it would do more for their business than it did or something. There's just like this almost, and like I said, it's a fleeting thing. It's not something that they're dwelling on, and they're not like shitting all over your name all day, every day. Like, it's not this like, it almost like fleeting, temporary is the words that are coming to mind, but it's like instant competition. Like they felt like there was some type of competition, either maybe, well, no, because it does feel directed towards you specifically, but another interpretation of this would be that they found someone else who helped them better, and so they're using them instead. This energy just generally feels very greedy, Rising Storm. Like I almost feel like you were excited to do something like this to help like review and promote, and it was kind of out of the kindness of your heart to like try to collaborate with this company. But I feel like they were expecting more from the collab than what was given, and I feel like, so maybe the competition is like going with someone else instead, because this other person may give them like more promoting or something. Regardless of what it is, Rising Storm, like I feel like that's the thing. I felt like you didn't feel this way at all, but I felt like that's how they felt. How long ago was this? You said that they asked for it, yeah. Like it was an hour and a half. Is that what you're saying? It was an hour and a half long? What was weird about it? Hey Tinu, welcome back. Our free list is actually closed. If you wanted a free yes or no question and you missed the yes or no part of my live stream today, you're more than welcome to follow me on Instagram if you're not already, and we can answer a yes or no question for you. Oh, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Sorry, 1 minute, 30 seconds. There's like disappointment coming from their end regarding this. That is frustrating because I feel like the fact that they reached out to you and you were like, yeah, that sounds great, and you went ahead and did it and da 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 da. It's just like you literally did it for like the kindness of your heart to help promote another company. And I almost feel like it just was very left ungrateful, very much left like being selfishly minded and greedy on their part. Oh, because it took a while for me to post, I updated them. Well, okay. Rising Storm, I will say that I feel like this is something that they could get over if you approach them. I feel like they would get over it and they probably would be willing to work with you again, but I don't think they're going to reach out to you on their own. And I personally feel like unless you truly, truly like love their products and things like that, and you want to kind of mend that, even though this is not on you to do that, I would kind of back away from this if it were me, just because it seems like they're very much in it for themselves. And I just wouldn't necessarily want to deal with some like a company even, or just a general person who's like just in it for themselves, because that's kind of crappy. It's kind of a shitty feeling. Like it almost feels like they're just like, oh, well, that was one experience, I'm going to move on to someone else who will help me better. But in reality, like it meant something to you that they reached out to you. It made you feel good. You were excited about it. You were hoping for like maybe more of a collaboration in the future. And I feel like they kind of just used you and left, you know? But yeah, there was just something here they were disappointed in. They didn't feel like it necessarily did for them possibly what they thought it was going to. There's some situation revolving competition. But the feeling is fleeting. The feeling is, I feel like if you approach them, they'd get over it quickly. I just don't think it was enough of a benefit for them to continue partnering, which is such a shitty thing to say. Like I even hate that I'm the messenger in that, but because I really feel like you were just very pure intentions, but I feel like they were definitely very selfishly minded in that. I'm curious how that goes, Rising Storm, if you do decide to reach out to them. Like, I'm curious how that goes. You're very welcome, Rising Storm. I hope they don't, like, ignore you or leave you on red. That would be fucked up. Thanks again for your patience, Rising Storm, and thank you for, like, donating and supporting my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And I don't know if you heard, but I followed you back on Instagram. Thanks, sweetheart. Okay, so I already answered this question. All right, so Becca B. Tarot. Becca B., are you here? Eliana said she donated. Eliana, I'm sorry I missed that. Hold on 1 second. Let me confirm. Eliana, I did get that. You can post your question whenever you're ready. You're very welcome. Thanks, again, Rising. So Becca B is a new follower to me on Instagram and new to my channel. So we're going to answer this question for Becca B. Does Marquise the Leo have good intentions towards me? Show me a yes or a no. Becca B, I am getting a yes here. And it's funny because you said the Leo, and we have Leo energy showing up. Becca B, you get another yes or no question because you're new to me today, and also you followed me on Instagram. So you can ask your second question. KH, yes, let me know who you are on Instagram, and then yes, you can get a second question. Eliana, whenever you're ready, you can also post your question as well. Becca B says, will Marquise come see me soon, like hang out? Will Marquise come see me soon, like hang out? Yes or no for Becca B. Will Marquise come to see me soon to hang out? Yes or no? I am getting a yes. 3 cards came out for you, Becca. I've got Queen of Cups, the Empress, and the Hierophant. So this also might be a take the next step in the relationship kind of interaction as well. KH, go ahead and ask your second question. Let me know who you are on Instagram, or you can send me a private message if you don't want to put your information out there. Just let me know who you are. You're welcome, Becca B. Thank you for being here and supporting my channel as well. Eliana says, I'm trying to figure out what exactly I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, perfect. So let me go ahead and answer your question, KH. Thank you for following me. When my mom will talk with Saddam's mom regarding marriage proposal. She has sent a proposal 4 months ago, but my mom is still silent. Okay, so you're looking for timing. So I usually answer yes or no questions, but I can pull 1 card to get timing. So let's see. When will this happen, please? When will KH's mom talk with S's mom regarding marriage proposal? Show me a when, please, Spirit. All right, so we have the Strength card. And let me look at my timing chart here. I don't have that one memorized. All right, so Strength is... It looks like a year from now, which is kind of crazy because that don't make not much sense to me. I will say it's still going to be a while. You said 4 months. We did have the 4 of Pentacles here, which can talk about 4 months. But it's looking like because the Strength card talks about Leo energy, and Leo timing has already passed, and now we're in Virgo energy. So in my thing is it feels like it's going to be more like next year, next summer, where she really takes it seriously to have this conversation. Yeah, I don't know for sure, Kamal. But it feels like it's going to be a while. At the very least, we have the Pentacles come out, and that talks about like a long time. A long time. Okay, so you're welcome, KH. All right, so Eliana, first question. We have 6 spots open, guys, on the BOGO. If you do want to donate $15 for 2 questions. If you are new to me today and or you'd like a yes or no question answered and you missed our yes or no session at the beginning of this stream, you can follow me on Instagram to get a question answered. For free, I should add, for free. Now that Jay is back home, Sooner, unexpectedly, how will things go? Now that Jay is back home sooner, unexpectedly, how will things go? Eliana and Jay, please. How are things going to go? Eliana, is he getting to come back again? Like during, because he said he came back sooner, and now he's back. But he was also supposed to come another time, I think, in a couple of weeks. Is he also going to come back then, or did his timeline just get pushed up? Now Jay's back home sooner than expected. How will things go? I feel like he hasn't had the chance to muster up the courage needed. Like, it's definitely good because he's seeing you sooner, but he hasn't had the chance to like mentally prepare for what he was planning originally. So I feel like it's just a matter of him mustering up this courage. So I will say that, like, before I was seeing, even though I saw him coming back sooner, I was seeing like 2 times. Like, I was seeing like a sooner visit and then another visit shortly after that. But for whatever reason, now it's changed to just the one visit and sooner than anticipated. So I'm almost feeling like he had something planned, but he hasn't had the ability to really like build himself up the courage and like talk himself. I don't know, there's just something here about like not having mustered up the courage to do what he wanted to do, because this kind of maybe spontaneously happened, or like you said, his timeline got pushed up. So it almost felt like he wasn't ready just yet now. Like, he might have been ready in a couple of weeks or something like that. Or maybe he just felt like he just didn't have enough time to muster up this strength. So originally I did see him like wanting to take things to the next level. I still feel like that's possible with the 10 of Cups. But I feel like this visit he wasn't ready. He's not ready. Okay, he wasn't ready. That makes sense to me. But I was like, I almost feel like it just kind of, he didn't have enough time to kind of get his thoughts together or something, or like get his head wrapped around the idea of this plan. That's not to go without saying that he doesn't want to be and he doesn't want to do these things. It just felt like it was very sudden for him. And so he had all these like ideas, but then when like push came to shove, he was like, fuck, I have not had the chance to really process this yet. That's not to say that this interaction that you have isn't for naught. It's definitely for a reason. Now, I'm not sure how often you guys are seeing each other right now, but it definitely feels like it's serving your relationship, even maybe not as quickly or progressing as fast as I originally thought it would, but it is still serving your relationship, because the times that you do spend are times to get to know each other and kind of like redefine / rekindle / kind of put things really into perspective for your relationship. So this is definitely like solid foundation building right now, but it may not go the way that I originally thought, just because this happened so suddenly. So I feel like this is going to be a lot of time spending in each other's company, really enjoying the moment, really being with each other, kind of defining y'all's relationship, because I feel like a lot of your relationship that you've had has been long distance and a lot less of it has been in person. And so it's definitely more to solidify your feelings, more to make this feel more concrete. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what this is serving for y'all's relationship right now. That's the purpose of this at this time. So lovey-dovey, right? A lot of back and forth, a lot of when you spend time in each other's company, good vibes, good feelings, happiness, enjoyment, maybe even pleasure. But it's almost like you guys know very well how to be long distance with each other, and now you need to get to know each other on an in-person level. And so it's interesting to see, because it's like y'all know how to function so well without each other. it's like now kind of seeing how do we mesh, how do we interact, how do we continue to build this. So yeah, Eliana, I don't think that he's retracting on his plans at all, because the Hanged Man is here. This just talks about delays and maybe the original intent, but it doesn't feel like, oh, we're taking a step back. It just feels like things that he had planned maybe on a little bit of a pause. And not to put the pressure on this visit, but I do feel like a lot of what he experiences with you on this visit is going to give him the assurance he needs to continue to progress. So don't put too much pressure on it, but just know that this is a very pivotal time for y'all, and this is serving to kind of reground your connection, because a lot of it's been over virtual communication, and now it's like in-person interactions. So yeah, I feel like a lot of time spent with one another. I don't know how long he's here. Let's just say he's here for another week. I feel like at least 2 or 3 of those days will be spent together, depending on how long he's here for. But I feel like tomorrow is not the last day. I hope. But I don't think it is. I feel like he's going to dedicate a good 30-40% of his time that he has left to you. Let's just put it that way. But I think he's also nervous. I think you might be too, but he's a lot more nervous than you are. Did you have a second question? No, Aliana, I don't think that the momentum is going to slow down. I think it's just going to continue to build. Like I said, that despite the circumstances out of your control and like him coming sooner and maybe being a more sudden like change, shift, or something like that he was unprepared for, I feel like regardless, this visit is going to serve your relationship and benefit your relationship. So whereas maybe things aren't going to be exactly like, let's commit to one another regardless, it's definitely making for a more fertile ground for you guys to reconnect, bond, interact with each other, at an in-person level, and for it to just feel like, yeah, this is what I've been wanting kind of thing. So like I said, I'm very wordy with it, but this is going to serve you, these visits. And I definitely feel like he can give you 2 to 3 times a week, without a doubt. All right, so the second question is, will he be making the efforts to keep our relationship progressing? Will he be making the efforts to keep their relationship progressing? Yes or no, please. Yes or no, please. Ultimately, yes, Eliana, but he does struggle with it. I think that he has a lot more anxiety than he's letting on. Yes, he will, and yes, he wants to. Well, for example, let me just kind of like give an example here. If you guys plan to hang out, you might have nerves, but you also have so much excitement. You're like, I'm gonna see him, like it's gonna be so great. We're gonna spend time together and really enjoy each other's company and things like that. And you're like very excited. You're like, this is what I want. This is what I want. And whereas from his perspective, this is what he wants too. But you have a little bit of nerves, a lot of excitement, and he has a lot of nerves. And not little excitement, but like his nerves overwhelm his excitement. And so by committing to seeing you a lot more and things like that, I think he's like, oh my God, I'm going to feel like this every single time I see her until you guys get comfortable. So it's not that he's not willing to do this. It's not that he doesn't want to do this. He does want to spend time with you, but it makes him really fucking nervous. And I feel like a little bit intimidated. And I feel like he's just like, what if I say the wrong thing? What if she asks for something I'm not ready for? Like, I don't want to fuck this up. So I feel like that's kind of, you said, I never noticed he's nervous. So like, I feel like every time y'all make plans, he's just a wreck. Like, and it's not because he doesn't want to see you or he doesn't want to spend time with you. His anxiety takes over. And the second that you guys are done hanging out and he realizes like, oh, that was a great time, we had so much fun, then the relief starts to come in over him. And like, he's just like, man, that was great. He never has regret seeing you. But it's like, then it's like, okay, well, when do you want to see each other again? And then that anxiety starts creeping up again. So it's like, I don't want you to think he doesn't want to see you. I don't want you to think he's not excited to see you, because he definitely is. But it's like, for you, it's more excitement and like happiness. And for him, it's like pure anxiety. Because I think that he just doesn't want to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. I think he's also nervous to have the hard-hitting questions. Like if you were to bring up commitment, or you were to bring up like, where is this going, or let's define the relationship, or whatever. I think he like knows that conversation needs to happen and you deserve to have that conversation. But I think that it like freaks him out. So it's not that he doesn't have the time to give to you. That's not that he doesn't want to give you that time. I think that he's just hoping for a pressure-free thing. So I think that if you were to tell him, like, yeah, he doesn't want to say the wrong thing. So I think if you were to say, look, I really want to see you. I really want to spend time with you. I want to enjoy your company, be around you. Like, seriously, no pressure. Like, I don't want you, I want it to just be like generally a chill, really good time. I think that that might help him be more open to dedicating more time towards you. I think that every single time he hangs out with you, that you guys don't bring up commitment or bring up where is this going, he feels like, whew, got away with it that time. You know what I mean? Like he really feels like he's having to like dodge this thing, and he's like building it up in his head. And like, you might be going into it going, I was never even going to ask that. I was never even going to talk about that. I just want to enjoy time with him. But he's like, oh my God, what is she going to say? How's this going to go? Like, is she going to tell me she's over it? Like, she doesn't want to be in a long distance relationship. If I don't commit, like what's going to, you know what I mean? Like he's overthinking it all a lot. So yes, to answer your question, he is going to continue to make the efforts, but I don't want you to think that like, if you go, you know what, he had a whole day that he could have spent with me and he chose not to. It literally has nothing to do with him not wanting to spend time with you. It has to do with him going, do I want to put myself through that nausea and anxiety another day? So it maybe knowing this information or understanding this perspective, if like you could basically be like I just like want to chill with you, have so much fun, like let's just hang out. I just really want to be in the present. I think if you said that, like I really want to be in the present and like not put any pressure on us, just really kind of feel each other out, you know, and kind of allow us to kind of reconnect on an in-person level because we spent so much time apart. I think that would speak volumes to him, and I feel like all doors would open up. Like you would be seeing him a lot more than you realize you are, or what you could, maybe what you weren't originally going to, now you are, or something like that. I feel like it just would make the world of a difference. So yeah, he is going to continue to pursue for sure, but I think that you'll get a lot more out of him if you just maybe voice that to him or something like that. Because honestly, I think that's what you do want, Eliana. Like, I know for a fact you want to go know where this is going or what But more than anything, what's important to you is just spending time with him while you have that opportunity. And if you just say that, like, I just want to spend time with you while we have the chance to do that, that's really what you want, you know? I know you're not opposed to having that conversation, but it's not your intentions going into it. You really just want to spend time with him. And yeah, you're very welcome. All right, guys, so I will be back later on this evening. So if you have any other questions, definitely come back. It's going to be a good time. We're going to continue the BOGOs for the rest of the evening. You said, I just want us to get to know one another more and spend time with them. Exactly. And I think that if you just say that, like, that's going to bring such a relief over him. Exactly. So yeah, just like, I'm really, even if you just want to say, like, I'm really looking forward to just hanging out with you and like getting to know each other more on a one-on-one level. We spent so much time apart. It's just going to be so great to be in the present moment with you and just really like spend time with each other. That right there, whoop, that will change everything for him. All right, y'all. So, like I said, I'll be back later on this evening. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And we will talk soon. Bye.